What's up, guys? Welcome back. Jig fishing. You guys were great on commenting and private messaging, but there was some questions on how do I tweak my skirts or how do I build my skirts. It's simple. They make a lot of great tools out there that work extremely well. I use needle nose pliers. To me, it's easy, simple, and I'm cheap, and I already had needle nose. So basically, I'll show you real quick. So you can buy these tabs anywhere. Tackle Warehouse, Lure Parts Online, Barlow's, Skirts Unlimited. They all sell them. They're about $3 and you get 10 tabs. That's 5 jigs, roughly 5 jigs, depending on how you layer them. So here's your tabs. This is like a Magic Crawl Swirl. Here's Green Pumpkin Tiger Stripe. So I'm going to take my needle nose, okay, lick them, and just run that band on the needle nose. So I'm going to get this skirting. I'm going to double them up. And I'm going to kind of roll them in a ball. You can kind of see that there. I'm going to roll them in a real tight ball. And I'm going to open them needle nose up and stretch that band out. I'm going to run that ball right through it. And when it starts coming through, look at that, dude. Okay. Now, you have a skirt. Simple. And also, like, you could do this on the boat. That's why I like it. Where a lot of times I don't necessarily keep the tabs with me on the water. I have before, but when I'm traveling, like for instance this year in the Solo Pro, we're going to Oklahoma, we're going to Arkansas, we're traveling a lot. So I keep tabs in my truck. I just build a little box, keep 20 different colors in there, 100 bands, and yeah, then if anything changes and I don't have it, then I can go to my truck, throw it in my boat or whatever. But then with the needle nose, I can do it right there on the water. It's simple. You already have needle nose, so basically, we're just gonna cut the ends off. See how the tabs are put together. So we're gonna cut them dudes off. Okay, and now there is your skirt. Okay, I'll show you another little trick here in a second. So here, this is a Jack Baits jig, finesse flipping jig, heavy wire hook. Remember what we talked about? This is something that I flip more than I drag. This is something when I'm pitching to a target, this is the dude I want. Stands up extremely well, probably not on my hand, or there. Here we go. Stands up extremely well, on the surface. It's got that flat spot right there. But anyways, so this is how I'm going to skirt a jig. And when you get quick at it, it takes 30 seconds. You just put that dude right on there. Okay, I'm going to thread it right up there. Sometimes, just so if this is dry, I just lick my lead collar that comes down. And I just start pushing it up on there. So now, let's get her straightened out here. Look at that dude. Now, so it's not all gangly and crazy looking. There's nothing worse than a bad looking jig. So I just take it just like this, or you can turn it over the other way. But I just tighten my skirt up just like this, okay, and then cut them off. So now it looks nice and pretty. It's all level, unique. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to flip this dude over. Okay. And it lays down pretty nice. The outer skirt fluffs out. Okay. But if I want a more puff jig, I'm going to flip this dude over just like this. I'm going to take one of my rubber bands that I have. I'm going to cut it in half. Okay. So now it's half the size. You can barely see it there. I'm gonna run that dude over my hook. Okay. I'm gonna push it right down on the shank where the lead comes, and I'm gonna shove it as tight as I can up against that skirt. Now what that does, it really gets more puffy, bigger profile. Now I'll show you how to make a finesse skirt out of it real quick. So here is a 40 strand skirt. That's 2 tabs. Each tab's 20 strands. All right, here we go. So I'm going to grab the top of my skirt just like that. Okay. I'm going to hold it up right underneath the head here. I don't know if you can see very well. I'm sorry. So right underneath the head right here. Okay. I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to cut just like that. Now I got a jig. It's a finesse profile. Okay. And the bottom flares out, where if that little tab wasn't up in there, that skirt would just go straight down. So that tab, what it's doing is just pushing that skirt out just like that. So that's how I build a finesse jig for the springtime. And that's really the only time I throw a finesse jig, is in the winter and in the spring. So it's just a great time to do it. The crawfish aren't as active. They're a little slower, a little smaller. But yep, that's a quick, easy trick. You can do it on the boat in your shop. You know, a lot of this stuff, like I said, for 20 bucks, you could have a whole box full of some skirts, some bands, needle nose, and you could take it with you, you know, or you can just build your own jigs. And again, I try to stay simple. I don't want to put 1,000 jigs in my box. I built this box for this episode, or for all these episodes. So there's a little bit of everything, but I consist, my wintertime jig box is different than my summertime. I don't put a 1 ounce jack baits Kraken jig in my little finesse box, because I know I don't throw that jig. It's not the proper jig to throw, I feel, in the wintertime, and so it just takes up space. So I actually build a box that's just for, you know, finesse jigs. I mean, it's exactly what I'm using it for. And a lot of times I'll throw my crawls in there. I mean, it'd just be a little kit where, you know, I can throw these dudes right there, you know, a penny crawl, my ring crawls, my twin tails, my little Kalen single tail, a beaver. I could throw 2 or 3 of each color of those in my box and keep a pile of 20 little finesse jigs for every little situation. I can keep them all in one box, and the cool thing is when I'm done with it, I throw it in the garage and I'm done for the winter, spring, and then I bring out, you know, the big boys. So, and we'll talk more about that the next episode, because that's a fun conversation. That's something I really enjoy doing, is power fishing for you know, with big jigs. So using your electronics, finding them big fish, yep, catching big ones. So we'll do another episode. Again, if you got any comments, please comment below. Go to my private messages or message me. I love helping you all out. So keep me posted. If you got any questions, holler.